Hello YouTube, RageBeast99 here, and in today's video, I have something super special because we just hit 400. I think we should be a little bit over 400, but because of that, I got a special review, and you might be wondering what it's on, and it is actually going to be on, if I can loosen this tripod enough. Ooh, wow. The 1997 Roundhouse set, which allow me to fix my camera. As you can see here, this is the full set, the absolute full set. So I thought we'd do a review on it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what is a set without any characters? Nothing. So of course, oops, you just derailed right there. Of course, we have our number one blue boy. This is a 1997 Thomas. Nothing too special about him, just stock standard Thomas, no name, widow's peak. That classic Thomas face. This one has a little bit of gunk in the eye, but nothing too bad. So we'll put him in the shed. Let's open up this other door. And this one as well. Next up, if you see Thomas, you're expecting his best friend, Stepney. Yep, not Percy, Stepney. Now, funny thing about this whole lot, I actually bought this lot for about 80 bucks. And well, some of the engines are labeled. Which none of the engines I grabbed are labeled, but they're labeled underneath. That Thomas isn't. But this Thomas is. And yes, I did get two Thomases from this lot, but they're labeled like this. And Stepney is Duck apparently. I just thought that was kind of funny. But so here we have Stepney. Stepney was included in the 1997 set. Yeah, apparently this is Duck though. A beautiful Stepney. I don't know why Stepney was put in here. I do think Stepney is a wonderful character, so his inclusion is always going to be welcome. I think it's a he, right? Hopefully I'm not saying that wrong, but beautiful. This is the 90s version of Stepney. As you can tell, wooden funnel. All these are wooden funnel, believe it or not, because they are 97. 97, I thought it was 97 when they switched to plastic, actually. Sorry if the mic is terrible. I tried to edit all this one go, but it did not go well. And one more on the topic of Stepney. Skarloey. Yeah, I guess we all needed a Skarloey in the set. Beautiful model of Skarloey. Number one on the side. Skarloey. Nothing out of the ordinary besides the fact that, I guess Skarloey is standard gauge now. Which if you thought that was crazy, you would actually lose your marbles. You'd be pretty stoked when you figured out Coldy is on the railway, and I don't know why he has red in his eyes. I don't know. He's crying, apparently. But, yeah, Coldy. Why is he on here? I don't know. But I guess, yeah. Coldy. No name underneath because these are 97s. I guess they can just read this. Coldy's in pretty good condition except for, you know, beautiful time not to focus camera. Except for, you know, he has red in his eyes, the camera's not gonna focus. But there you go, the 4 engines. And if you thought that was it, you'd be wrong. Because you see all those engines, steam engines, how can you spice things up? A diesel. D199 specifically. One thing I found really funny is pretty much all those engines, all the steam engines are somewhat used. D199 on the other hand doesn't really look used. He has a couple scrapes and all that from on the top, and I'm pretty sure all the edge wear he has and all just the chips and all that he has, I'm pretty sure it's just from being in the boxes. When I bought this, these were just all mixed together, tracks with trains and all that, so I'm pretty sure that's what that's from. Beautiful D199 though. I never owned one of these actually. This is my first time owning the 90s version. I used to own the 2003 version, which I kind of like the face on this one better, to be honest. So, welcome to edition, you know? D199 is in the set. Now, what would a set be without rolling stock? So, let me go ahead and grab that. So, here we are with rolling stock. The first one is Scruffy. There's nothing really wrong with Scruffy being in the set. I think it is nice. The only thing I question is why in pretty much every promotional image that I've come across, Scruffy is always being pulled by Skarloey. So I think that's just kind of weird. And if you think that is weird, Scruffy being pulled by Scarloey, we'll just put Scruffy. Where will we put Scruffy? I guess we'll just put him on the roof. So let's just lift that up a little bit so you can see. And we just cut off Bear. No, Bear was the other one, D199. So if you thought that was weird, guess what Stephanie's pulling in most of the images? So do our mail coach, which I'm not complaining. It's actually my first mail coach. Pretty good condition too. So, I mean, this is a welcome inclusion. Why is Stephanie pulling it? I don't know. This would have been a perfect opportunity to include a Percy. And if you thought that could not get good enough, guess what Coldy was pulling? The animal cars. Yeah, Coldy. You know the engine that goes on mountains, you know? Super tiny, even smaller than aero gauge. Yeah, he's pulling an elephant, a zebra, a giraffe, a tiger, and a lion, you know? Just a normal Thursday, you know? So, yeah, I want to say I'm not opposed to these. I think it's cool that we did get this, although I don't know why we got it. Especially for the fact that Coldy's pulling it. The only engines that are actually working on the railway is Coldy, Stepney, and Rheneas. I mean, not Rheneas, Carlo, my bad. Thomas and D199 are not doing anything, and the giraffe just fell. They're not doing anything. And actually, before we move on, there actually were 2 figurines that did come in the set. Oops, I just knocked over a tree in the corner. Let's put that back real quick. What I did get in the set was a, I think this is called an inspector or a workman. Oh, he just fell. And a Shishapam hat. So you do get both of these in the 97 set, which are marked as 97. So yeah. Now let's actually take a look at this layout. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't feel like lugging around the tripod, so I'm just gonna carry the camera in my hand as we take a look at everything. So we're gonna take a look at Tidmouth first. I do have everything set up the way it is in most promotional pictures and instructions. So here we have Thomas at the sheds. I don't know if this is Tidmouth or not. It doesn't really look like Tidmouth to me, but you know, some people, if you wanna call it Tidmouth, call it Tidmouth. We are going to actually go ahead and take this ascending track. This ascending track comes around, it wraps around where we see Coldy with the circus cars. And you go up these double stacking risers, which D199 is at the bottom of, which we'll get to him in a little bit. You go down, you run into Scarloey here, which this is how it's been set up in the promotional picture. You go around and there's a point. You can either go back through and pretty much redo the entire circuit you just did, because believe it or not, that is the only circuit, the only full line on this entire layout that doesn't need you to like turn around. Let's say for example you want to use this line will just take you boom boom. All these lines either lead to dead ends or Coldy won't be able to go on them. Like let's say at this point right here you decided to go straight. You would go through the back, right up on these Soldier Bay bridges, and that's actually where Stephanie's going. Now, when Stephanie comes down, he will go down underneath that corner section right there, past this X or plus that intersection right there. He will go and he will come onto the turntable, which then he will need to be turned to pretty much restart the loop. And when he does get turned, he can either get a full 360 and go the way that he came, or he's just going to end up in this loop, which is where Scarloey and Coldy are on. And that's because, like I said, that is the only loop. And now you do get a lot of track here, and one thing I did forget to mention is you do get a Silver Bay tugboat along with, I think that's a lighthouse, which you can see mine is missing a little part of the top. And right next to it is something that I truly do love, and that is this beautiful, what is this, work shed, dual engine shed, whatever you want to call it. I think it's the work shed because it came with the day at the work set. It does come with both roofs. Both roofs are detachable. This is the clickety-clack variant, of course. Both doors do open. On this side, it is female-female. On the other side, it is going to be male. Let me just squoosh over here. It is going to be male-male. If you take out this one right here, it'll lead you right under to a switch, which then leads to the turntable. You take the other one out, it is going to take you right under this line, under the same line again, which is the same track D199 is on. And again, it'll take you to the turntable, which then you can either complete the circuit by going around, or you can actually rest in this single engine shed, which is another beautiful addition that I've added to my collection. So now I am at 2 of these. I have 2 single engine sheds, 1 work shed, and a 5 slot shed. Which, if you go through here, you can actually look at the pedestrian bridge. So you can see it does come with signals. These signals are a little bit chewed up, to be fair, but they are from '97, so let's cut them some slack. I've seen most pictures where they were displayed like this, so I guess this signal is actually controlling this line. So if you hear a train coming up, you can immediately see if this signal has been set or not. And then I guess this one right here is controlling this line, so you don't have accidents where trains come through here and here. So this one, again, is this line. You do have, I don't know what this beautiful thing is called. Windmill, something else. Watermill. The roof does come off, so this might be easy to lose. So you might just end up seeing it like that sometimes, or even without these fences here, which that's what they are if you didn't know. And my pedestrian bridge does have these stairs. I think is it this one or this one right here? No, it's this one that's marked up pretty bad. Luckily, I'm only barely getting some of this, like, I don't know what this is called when Winter Railway does this, but it's on the corners where it starts to get all fuzzy. My other single engine shed actually does suffer from it. It's really badly on here, which you can see it almost wanting to start back here. So I don't remember. I think you get exactly 100 pieces in this set, if I'm correct. And this set does actually fit on the Thomas & Friends playboard. This is the Winter Railway System playboard. As you know, this is the 1993 one. Focus, thank you. 1993. And of course, it does come with the Thomas storage bin. I did get this storage bin too. Keep in mind, this is all 80 bucks. And I actually did get some other stuff. Look at what I got too. I got this stuff too, along with that Sodor Wood Company thing. Excuse me, I had a burp there. Hopefully you couldn't hear that. But this does have the logs. 1. Oh, he didn't fall. 2, 3. And these can easily just go in here. Which I think there's 2 variations of this log car, where one is pretty much missing. Hold on, Percy, thank you. Where one is missing this front half. Mine isn't though. But yeah. These are all plastic funnels except for James. He has a wooden funnel. And Terrence has treads, believe it or not. Didn't lose those. But back onto the main set. This set is grand. Literally one of the best sets in my opinion. You get so many spaces for engines. You have the main Tidmouth or 5 engine shed. You have a single engine shed. Work shed, that's 2 engines right there. 1 right there. You can store, what, 8 engines, I believe. And you only get, what, I think 4 steam engines and 1 diesel. So you get 5 engines in total on this set. Beautiful set. It is kind of pricey now, though, especially if you do want the Thomas storage bin. And maybe they sold it with the table. I don't even know if this table goes to it. It does technically fit on it, although you do see the road isn't really matching up here. But the bay bridges do match up with it. So you do get, I feel like this set was expensive. If I remember, it was almost like a $400 set when it came out. $500 maybe. So it was an expensive set. Literally, the cheapest I can find this set right now is like 450 bucks. So it is a very expensive set, and I am very lucky to have only got all of this, plus this table too, storage bin, track, like I said, everything for $80. So very happy that I did get that. This did come at a cost. As you can see, a lot of this, you can see hot glue on here. This was all glued down to the table, which I didn't want to keep. No offense to this table, I think it's beautiful. And this playboard does actually come up from the table. Beautiful board, beautiful everything on this. But I don't really want to keep this because this is, I think, a 3 feet by almost 5 feet, like how much space you need. A little bit too big for me. It is literally taking up a very big quadrant of my room. I can't even get into my closet right now. It is taking up a lot of space. So I did want to, in case I want to give this board away, which I am actually going to give it away to one of my friends. You guys might know him as NW Break Fan. So I'm going to be giving the pretty much all of this stuff to him. Not the trains or anything, just the table and the playboard. So I wanted to take off all the tracks, which I was able to get off all the tracks. I did unfortunately break an ascending piece. Now luckily I did already have an ascending piece, which you can actually see. I kind of used some of my old track with this new set, which you can tell in my track because it is a whole shade lighter. That is, I believe this is one of my ascending pieces. So, ooh, I just realized, why is that so far? Beautiful set, 80 bucks. Some of it was hot glued, and you can see when I did lift it up, it did mess up the playboard significantly. I was able to get most of the glue off to the point where the pieces can connect with each other whichever way I want them. There's still a lot of glue on some pieces, like with this right there, glue, especially on this curve right there. A lot of pieces that still have glue. Luckily, I was able to get them off of the sheds, turntable, single engine shed, and the work shed, which that is what I needed the most. Now, the only problem I really have glue with is when it comes to these points. I don't know how to get glue off of these. You can see there's hot glue under there, and it's in the grooves. If any of you guys know how to do this, I would appreciate it if you were to let me know of some ways. I heard that you can use some isopropyl alcohol, but I also heard that it can bloat the wood. So yeah, you also do get a single stone tunnel. I forgot to mention that. A little late, but you know, considering I got all of these engines plus this, all of that, I think for $80 I walked away with a score. Like I said, very big set. If you can find this set, I would recommend to buy it, only if you can find it for a good price. I wouldn't recommend paying any more really than pushing it 600 bucks, no more. I think that is even outrageous, but you do gotta remember the set was extremely expensive back then, so the rarity is a little bit, not super high, but there is definitely some, it's an uncommon set to say the least. Beautiful set. If you can, I would recommend, if you have the pieces to build it, build the set. It might not have the most functional arrangement considering only this oval is what's actually working. But I think that just this set alone is a very awesome set. You got a lot of nice characters with it. Do they make sense together? No. But come on, you get a Stepney and a male coach. That's pretty cool. You do also get a full set of the animal cars. With that being said, oh yeah, you do get a tugboat. I know I already mentioned that. I'm actually a really big fan of the tugboat. Super cool thing, by the way. If you can ever pick up a Sodor Bay tugboat, get a tugboat. I've never really seen these things go down in price. So yeah, with that being said, this is RageBeast99 signing out. And as I always say in the end of my videos, oopsie, almost dropped it. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.